Welcome to HSBC Global Viewpoint, the podcast series that brings together business leaders and industry experts to explore the latest global insights, trends, and opportunities. Make sure you're subscribed to stay up to date with new episodes. Thanks for listening, and now on to today's show.
Hi everyone, I am Jose Carlos Sanchez, Mexico Chief Economist at HSBC. We are delighted to have a conversation with Heineken Mexico, and we are also delighted to have Natalie Blyth from HSBC. So probably as a way of introduction, Inti Pérez from Heineken Mexico, can you please introduce yourself and tell us a bit what's your role within the company?
Yeah, totally. So nice to meet you. Happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation. So I'm Inti Pérez. I'm corporate sustainable director at Heineken Mexico, and I have been working in this topic, I think, the last 8 years. Also in other company as leader in food and beverage topics. So I'm very proud and excited to have this new chapter in my life in Heineken Mexico, leading the sustainability agenda here.
Amazing. Natalie, would you like to make a brief introduction of yourself at your role at HSBC?
Yeah. Natalie Blyth, Global Head of Sustainable Finance and Transition. I've been a banker for nearly 32 years, and the last 5 or 6 of those have been dedicated to sustainability.
Amazing. Thank you, both of you. We are delighted to have you here. So, Inti, we are in this context of the 2025 Sustainable Innovation Awards, and you are participating in them on the environmental category. Can you please guide us what's behind the application you made and what's the project that you are presenting?
This is the second time we are participating in these awards, in this case in the environmental chapter, where we found the opportunity to share what Heineken sustainability strategy is. Heineken Mexico and Heineken Company, we have this sustainability strategy called Brew a Better World that has 3 pillars: the environmental, the social, and the responsible consumption. For the environmental one, and also considering that we in Mexico, imagine that we we operate in 7 breweries, 1 malt plant. We have more than 170 distribution centers, more than 20 brands. So our footprint is important, so we need to act with determination and responsibility. That's why within the environmental pillar, we have 3 key ambitions that were the ones that we submitted in the awards. One is the journey we are starting to decarbonize our operations by 2040. We aim to achieve the net zero emissions in our operations in 2040. Then we have a second ambition that is regarding maximizing the circularity within our processes, but also within our packaging. And the third one that I think is the most important, because Mexico context, and as you can imagine, if there's no water, there's no beer. So we have this ambition towards healthy watersheds. And in this case, as Heineken Mexico, we are the number 1 within Heineken Company as the most efficient or water efficient operation in general in Mexico, because it has been reviewed that to produce 1 liter of beer, it's required from 4 to 6 liters of water. So here in Heineken Mexico, we have the average by 2024 versus our baseline that we are using 2.4 liters of water per liter of beer produced. So that's why we are leading that water efficiency in general within Heineken Company.
Oh, that's amazing. I mean, first of all, congratulations for all the steps you're taking on that. And probably it would be great if you can share with us, for example, how you are transforming all these climate transition steps into commercial opportunities for Heineken in Mexico.
Yes, totally. Also, that is part, I think, of our determination and responsibility, and is embedded also in the purpose of our company, that is to brew the joy of the true togetherness to inspire a better world. That is our purpose. So within that and within our business model that drives us to growth and to ensure profitability, also the sustainability and the responsibility is within it, like at the center of the business model. In this case, for us, it's not a trend. We have seen that could be a competitive advantage, or in this case, also a commercial opportunity, because first of all, it will guarantee us the business continuity, the license to operate, the transparency that probably investors could also see on us to say these guys or this company is responsible and are really committed to progress and to accomplish the public goals that we have set, acting today for the future generations.
Got it. Yeah, I will get back to a couple of things that you mentioned that I found very interesting to follow up on them. But I would like to take advantage on what you just shared to probably ask Natalie, given your global role, you talk every day with clients. What is HSBC's angle and what is your take and what is your view on the things that can be done to get to commercial opportunities in this climate transition phase that we are seeing worldwide?
Yeah, we're seeing it worldwide. But first of all, I love your answers to the questions there. I was wanting to jump in saying yes, because it's a real evolution and a step change that we're at now. The commercial opportunity is huge for our industry as it is for your industry. And we had some really significant milestones recently. So last year we were 99 billion of sustainable finance. First half this year, 54.1. So you can see it's sort of growing. We have a brand new strategy that we've launched internally and we'll be launching soon externally. It's bold, it's ambitious. Part of that strategy is, I'll share the strategy actually. I think we can. So the first driver is really to make sure that as a bank, we are supporting our clients at the center across those fast-growing transition ecosystems. So clean power, electrification of transport, and data centers and AI. And that is huge. So the whole ecosystem, not just a vertical within it. The second driver is to make sure that we are really a trusted strategic partner in transition for all our existing clients. And those includes hard to abate sectors. And then the third one, which people get very excited about, is the climate tech. And another milestone that we had, so the bank of choice for the nascent climate tech, wind, solar, batteries, a lot of that technology is now mature. So that will be in driver one. But all of the new nascent tech that can actually still go into batteries and so on is really the hard stuff that banks traditionally have not been comfortable doing.
Got it. No, great to learn that. Yeah. So going a bit back to what you said that I found really interesting was about the decarbonizing of supply chains. So probably if you can elaborate a bit more on what steps you are taking on making this happen, and also how are these steps fitting into the commercial opportunities you were discussing previously?
Yes, for sure. So first of all, we recognize climate change in the way we operate. So the decarbonization ambition and the targets we have are key for us. And we have been working and defining a clear roadmap with the specific steps and timelines to understand where we are at, where the investments will be needed, and our principal bets. In this case, as I mentioned to you both, by 2040, the ambition is to achieve net zero emissions in our operations. But for do so, we have defined by 2030, first of all, to achieve net zero emissions in scope 1 and 2 by 2030. And then for scope 3 to achieve or the reduction at least in 30% of our greenhouse gas emission in the flag category, the forestry, agriculture, etc., by 30% reduced in the 2030. And then for the non-flag emissions in scope 3, reduced in 25%. Then what we have been done so far, in this case, like starting or doing the things at home, I mean in the breweries. For example, we have been implementing renewable energy to at least achieve or cover the 100% of electric energy that we need provided by renewable energy. So that for sure is helping us to reduce the emissions that we need to achieve by 2030. So in this case, for example, it's like at looking with who or which type of organizations and other companies or participants we can identify the same challenge and then to go and pilot and measure and document what will be needed, for example, in this case, for the logistics to reduce emissions, like to create hubs, shared hubs of electricity that we can prove if they are sustainable and cost efficient, and then invite others to increase also the infrastructure that we know is needed in our country or in the cities, and also who is going to take the lead, like by the government or by the industry and by the organizations, for example. And then how we can communicate it through our brands to our consumers to see that as a competitive advantage, as an example. No, and then another example that I can share to you, also in the net zero emissions by 2030, is, for example, as the approach of our company, because we are a beer industry, we start from the farm to the bar. So in the farm piece, with the barley, we are also looking at fertilizers of high technology that are also low in carbon footprint. So we are working applying this with our suppliers, along with our suppliers. And for example, in other cases also, we are looking at with the farmers to ensure they have the capabilities and the knowledge in order to change their practices of general agriculture to regenerative agriculture. So also we are doing so in order to achieve this type of challenges on our decarbonization journey.
Got it. Oh, I mean, Natalie, let me ask you this, given what Inti has just shared with us. I think these are clear examples of what kind of role model decisions look like. And given your scope, why is so important to think about decarbonizing supply chains, for example, such as in the examples we heard?
I mean, supply chains, we did some research with BCG, CDP, etc. On the whole, account for 80% of corporate emissions. And that's quite a big number. I think more recent research from CDP it's a 26x in scope 3 than it is in scope 1 and 2. So you're just not going to get to net zero. Humanity is not going to solve this problem without addressing supply chains. And supply chains are frequently made up of SMEs, so much smaller companies as you go down.
Understood. Got it. Inti, I mean, from what you have shared with us, I mean, you are actively working on these themes, but it seems that it's something that will be present going forward. So from Heineken's perspective, what would be the ambitions in terms of sustainability and how to achieve them, let's say, in the next 3 to 5 years? How do you envision this theme evolving in the next few years?
Yes, for sure. So I think our vision of the future remains ambitious and purpose-driven. At the Heineken company, we used to have a process in order to review every year what we have achieved at global level and then to identify what new challenges are coming or will come to address them and integrate it in our sustainability strategy in order to prioritize, as I mentioned, the actions that we are going to take. And in this case, Heineken Mexico, for example, is the number one operation at global level of Heineken company. For example, in circularity, I didn't mention to you, but there is a goal by 2030, and also because the benefits on the carbon footprint, to increase or at least achieve at least 43% of our business model in returnable bottles. In Mexico, we have achieved 22% of those, but the rest, what we are going to do, the one-way bottle. So there is another ambition or objective goal that is to ensure then at least 50% of recycled content within our bottles and cans, but from post-consumption waste. So then we need to start acting to, for example, in Mexico, increase or to liaise with others to help or contribute to increase the infrastructure for collection and recycling of glass. Because I don't know if you know it, but in Mexico, the recycling rate of PET plastic is around 64%. Of laminated cardboard is around 40%. Of glass is 12%. So we have a huge challenge. And we also understand that we will not achieve it alone. We will need to connect with investors, with funds, with innovators, with startups, with consumers, with government, etc.
Before we go, I would like to hear from both of you, given the action you are sharing with us, the plan you have, and also, Natalie, your knowledge about this theme. I would like to ask each of you if you could give some piece of advice to companies that are in the process of making further steps in this climate transition process. From your perspective, what would be that advice?
So it's really simple, actually. We have this bold, ambitious strategy, but we exist to serve you as our clients, and we can help you. So please come and take our help. You are not alone in this. You've talked about that. We've talked about it. We can only solve this by collaboration, coming together, and we have some really cool propositions to enable you to achieve your objectives here. So we exist to support you. We want to support you.
Amazing. Amazing. And in your case, Inti,
Yes.
I mean, given all you shared with us,
Yeah.
what piece of advice would you give to
I think we are totally aligned on this, because I had that idea that no company can transition alone. So we need to build partnerships for many reasons and objectives. No, like I put here, like, first of all, to share knowledge, but also to move forward together. Otherwise, it's not going to be possible.
Agree. No, thank you so much, both of you, Inti, Natalie. It was a very fruitful conversation. Thank you, everyone, for joining us in this session.
Thank you for joining us at HSBC Global Viewpoint. We hope you enjoyed the discussion. Make sure you're subscribed to stay up to date with new episodes.